All right, welcome back. Today I want to showcase a game I've stumbled on Steam, early access catalog. Uh, it's called The Front. It was just me getting bored and I was searching out some games I want to try and I found this one. Basically, it's a survival game just like you know them. Wake up on a beach, you got nothing but your underwear, start collecting wood, stones, build up everything from nothing. And I wasn't really into all of that. I found it super trivial and boring. There's public servers. This is a something they call self-hosted, which is basically just running on your own computer, playing by yourself, which is great. I think I really enjoyed. To my surprise, the game is just not a survival game. It's actually a tower defense game, which I'm super happy about because if there's one thing I like, that is tower defense games. And if there's one thing I like even more is when you can do stuff like using electricity. You can see I have some wind turbines here, solar panels, some battery packs. We can take out a tool and you can see how everything is connected, how it's working. We have some switches, couplers, splitters, nut gates, things like this. And that's super nice. I'm super happy that I found out this was actually the case. All these things is something you build. Basically you wake up on a beach or something. In my case it was here on the beach with nothing. And then you just start building up. When I look over on Steam, I can see it says you have played for 30 hours already. And as it's solo, I've been running around the map, looting, testing things out, and I found it really enjoyable. Died a lot. Build all of this. This is various crafting things you need to deal with to produce all the things you need. But the end goal is really a tower defense. So if you look down here, this is like a lane I built. And if we run around to the other side, this red marker over here is actually where the enemies spawn. This is like a spawn beacon you place yourself where you want. And the enemies, when they spawn, their goal is actually to get to this beacon right here. And your job is then really to somehow prevent them from doing that. And I found that super funny. Of course, I'm a bit into the game. There is a crazy amount of things you can do. I hope there will be more. You can see I got wires everywhere. So some of these wires is just lights. So if I turn this off, you can see the light turns off. Because it's nighttime. I've set up a system so these solar panels power this battery bank. This solar panel only works as a sensor. So when there's no sun on this panel, it goes to this NOT gate, which tells it there's no power, and then it pulls power from the entire thing to power all the lights down there. So as soon as the sun comes up, it automatically turns off the lights, because I need to be conservative about my battery, of course. You can see there's a time remaining. And it's, well, I got plenty of storage right now, so it's not a problem. In the beginning it's a bit of a problem, you're running out of power. Especially because I also have some traps using power. I got something like meat grinders down there. Got floor spikes. I got these guys hanging. And basically I built up a labyrinth which I'm just going to continue to expand. They need to travel further and further to eventually get down there. Of course I got some weapons as well. Huge technology tree divided into these things, which is not really technology, it's talents. As you can see, it's just me messing up the words. There's a tech tree, and that's where we unlock all the stuff. You can see I'm not max level, I'm level 43. Weapons, structures, vehicles. Yes, I haven't really done that much into vehicle. You can see in the background I got a normal pickup over here. Gear, supplies, and technology. That's where you find the traps. Got this car, but it's out of fuel right now, so it's not going anywhere. So everything is turned off, but I also set up down here a trap system. There's a plate here. I can't build this plate, but I looted it. So if we open the map, you can see all these places. And there's enemies with bases. And when you step on this plate, you can see everything turns on. Or it should at least. Might have a bug. Or maybe we don't have any power. There we go. Now everything is running. So if we look at the timer, it says 49. When I hit this, it should reset to the timer. I said yes. It's because there's been a patch, so it probably forgot about the number. So ideally, when the enemies spawn, they will run up, touch this plate, and turn on all the traps, including that tower up there. Down here I got some flamethrowers just in case as a backup. The light just indicates that the trap power is on, you can see. So we go into this NOT gate again, and as long as this is putting out power, traps are on. We can see as soon as this goes to 0, this should turn off. The spinny things down here should also turn off. Let's see, give it a second. Oh, actually, give it 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off. Turns off. These turns off. Alright. Why don't we just try it so you can see it in effect? Oh, up here I got power generation for my traps. So I click this. Well, let's just open, because we can actually put in supplies to help repair. I can see I need iron also now to keep it maintained, because there is a timer on how long the buildings actually survive. You can see durability. It's full right now. And there's a decay speed saying 3000 points per hour. In my case, I disabled the decaying, so it shouldn't decay. Click receive supplies. Let's just do an easy one so you can see how it works. Like round 10, and I hit receive. This turns on. This turns on, and they're already spawning. And you can see they're running up, getting killed. Of course I can support. The reason they get thrown out is because this is a flip plate. It throws them out and they have to start over. As you can see, the turret is not doing anything, and that's actually because you can adjust what targets to attack. So it's only attacking flying creatures and missiles at the moment. Could enable bosses also. I don't think there's any bosses in this wave. Top left you can see the wave counter, right? We have 9 minutes left maximum. But we have 71 enemies to kill, and in between each wave there's like a nothing is going on, and then they drop loot. But also, once we have cleared the wave, we will get a reward we can pick up over there. This reward will usually be crafting materials, recipes, things we need to progress in the game. So notice these stopped and it didn't turn back on. Could mean they have broken something down here. Or is the game actually so clever it can tell that something is on the... Let's just take this. Ooh. You can see they hurt really bad. Took half my life just in a few hits. That's probably my own fault. I need to update my my armor. You can see there's like something. Yes, they turn invisible. Not invincible, only invisible. I need to troubleshoot why it's not activating anymore. Because this pressure plate should activate, but I guess not. We just activate it manually. And see, I need to add a button here. In case this happens, I can just press the button and it starts again. Four enemies left. Yes. Go on. Go on. So that's very common. So you can see they didn't make it that far. They have to go through these, and there's 3 levels up here they have to go through also. So I'm pretty confident I can go pretty far before I need to do anything further. These 3 enemies, I'm sure they already spawned, but what you will notice is sometimes they get stuck, either getting pushed down here or somewhere else on the map. That's fine. Oh, shit. Nope, they were not stuck. There's probably one more somewhere. There we go. And it says victory. Alright. Let's check what kind of loot. You can see I already picked up some things like concrete stairs, some meat. Ether shards, they're super important because we need those for upgrades. Most of this stuff I'm going to drop. In the beginning it's something I need, right? All these recipes. But now I'm also at a point where I don't need the recipes anymore. I think my inventory is full. Very close to full. Yeah. The reason I pressed drop is because you can see the despawn timer on the drop is 5 minutes. The despawn timer on these is 15 or something like that. Alright, that's all of it. That was one round of level 10. Most of this stuff I picked up I can't really use, or I have no use for it anymore, so I just drop it in for deconstruction. And I already have most of these recipes, so it's all good. This machine I'm putting them into is actually just a machine that deconstructs it into oh, it was on into the resources, so I get resources back, which is super nice. So let's just get these over as well. There's nothing else I want. No. So we just leave that. I could really use a funnel or something. So I just drop the items in. Right now I only have this bar up here, so I need to manually remember to go and put it over. Iron goes into the furnace, so we can convert it into ingots later. Let's drop in some wood. Anything else in here? No. Then in this one I put in the clay as well, because we are making other items we can go over later if it's interesting. Sand is super important. We need to make silicon. This is full, so let's take that out. Crafting bench takes hide and makes it into leather. Anything for weapon bit? No. Chemicals. Did I get any chemicals? No. We did get something for the kitchen. Not the shovel. Meat. Activate. Let's just create this. It's barbecue steaks. Nice. And once you have the crafting benches, you don't need to stand around do it yourself anymore. You can just set the recipe and let it go on its own. Nice. A shovel and a knife. I'm not really using knives. I already got a shovel. Should probably get a better shovel. So it's tiered, as you can see. It has different colors. It determines the quality of the item. Finally, the last thing we need to do is pick up the rewards. I just needed to make some room in my inventory. The rewards I can pick up from this guy. Receive. And you can see this is my rewards. Crafting materials and 3 recipes claim. And we're basically ready for a new round. That's pretty much the game loop. Just going to drop off these items I picked up. This goes here. Shotgun, no use. Steel sickle, no. Electronics goes here. Tape. Gonna keep the stone from now. This salt we actually need to bring to the chemical table, the same with the carbon powder. This is used to craft the gunpowder, which we of course need for bullets. So a lot of this game is actually just sorting out inventory all the time. Eating. And drinking, of course. Of course, there's also water, so you need to set up, so I have this when I press this button. But of course, apparently since let's keep it running for 1 minute. I collect my rainwater or dew here, and then it gets pumped in here, so I have some water to drink. You can see bottom left I need water and food. Let's go and see some of the more natural enemies that's not spawned, that's already present in the game. So you will stumble upon areas like this. You can see there's some buildings. Immediately there's no people here, but there's usually 1 or 2 just walking around or hiding. today, not. But the interesting thing is, in the beginning, you'll find these boxes like this one. And they have loot. And let's bring the spices. In the beginning, I found out the hard way. These enemies, even though they seem harmless, they hit super hard. Of course, now I don't know what the max level is or how far the game actually goes, but it's quite interesting. There you go. There's one of them. You can see they're relatively peaceful, you think. Until they see you, then they will come up and start to hit you. One thing I found while playing is, while you're playing on a server you're self-hosting, you can actually just jump around like this, which I think is nice. So you can see here. So if I hold left control and left click, I get moved here. It's really nice when you're just playing yourself and exploring, testing out the game. Sometimes you might get into an area that's completely barren, and then you need to figure out how to... Let's get rid of that song, that's annoying. Load everything, just give it a minute or something, then it loads up, sorry. You can see there's people walking around, but they're not acting like people, they usually act like zombies. So even if there's several people close to each other and you decide to take one out, the other ones won't react. It appears they only react to sight. And the island is pretty big, which is nice. It's a pretty expensive area to go around. You see there's a military base over there. Of course, as you would expect, military NPCs, which is a bit harder. And yes, there is a UFO up there. That is similar to drops, airdrops, right? So if you run over to them, they will have a container below where you will get some loot. And what I've learned is when they're blue like this, that means I can actually open the loot. They're level locked. And if you're not high enough level, then you can't open them. And yes, there is fall damage, that's why I'm just checking where I'm running. See, there's the crate, UFO. Just checking where the person is. When there is a house like this, there's usually always a person. Guess not. Gold chest, nice. Stairs, that's actually not recipes, that's full items I can use for building. Oh, I dropped them. That was not moved. So when you have them in your inventory, you can build like this. Of course, I can't build here, it's out of bounds. You first need a foundation, things like that. This I want. Iron plate I want. No. Drop. There we go. It goes away. UFO goes away. Nice. We can just quickly jump back to our base. And I can show you the building. So when you start out, the first thing you need is of course some wood. Of course I got a nice axe, so easy to get some wood now. Then you go into your inventory and you have to, of course, recipes unlock as you get them. Some recipes you need a specific crafting bench to build on only. So we're building a wood foundation, which is the minimum requirement. And it's pretty self-explanatory, right? The only thing I'm really sad about is Let's say I have this building, but I want to step down. I can't. Well, it looks like I can now. That's new. It's good. It's good. I'm really happy about that. 3 days ago, I couldn't do that. Like here. So I want it to be down here. I can't. Let's see if we can add the ladder. So like this. Of course, this makes no sense, but it was just an idea, right? And I want to continue out here. It's really... I just want it to be like, okay, click. This is where I want to connect, but no. You can change the type of building your building, of course. Depending on what you want to do. So if you feel like, oh, this might need some support, you can start building up. Let's just make a few of these. Need fiber and wood. There we go. Adding some structural integrity, or what you want to call it. Apparently you can do it like this. It seems like that's nice somehow. Not sure how that's gonna. Do you think we can fit? If we crouch. Oh yeah. Okay, that actually worked. Surprising. Good. Really nice. Nice surprise. But of course, for people like myself, the most interesting part is, of course, not really this part. It's the electronics. So eventually you'll get to these tables. Metal processor, which will help you create the traps, turrets, things like this. And the forging table, which will help creating some of the components needed. And some of the important components like NOT gate, AND gate, OR gate, timers, switches, spanners, coupling, batteries. SAM site, well, I don't know about that. Remote receivers, that's newly unlocked for me. I haven't tried it yet. I'm looking forward to play with these. Seems like I can remote turn things on and off. And of course there's on this one, you can see I got my recipes here. That's something the game forgets to explain, is when you get the recipes, you put them into the inventory of the crafting bench. And then when, let's say I want to build this wall, I click the wall and then I click F for crafting. The reason I have this stone wall here, I also have one here. It's the blue one has 121% durability. This one has only the standard. So clearly the blue is better. Orange or red is of course the best. And that's because the enemies will actually start destroying your things as you go. We can go and check. I have a repair hammer. And if we go to the end where they were running and look, show attributes, you can see this is okay. This has taken a little damage. It's tungsten stairs. I can't make these myself yet, but I can find them and use them when I'm raiding. So I can also not repair them. I don't have the items on me. This is fine. Pressure plate is fine. For some reason, these two walls are super popular with the enemies. And I think it's because it's trying to path in this way. Which tells me as we get up in the levels, I might need to reinforce this somehow. Either upgrade from stone to some sort of metal, or just add more to it. The interesting here is power. So each of these are of course generating a certain amount of power. Insufficient wind obstructed, it says. Insufficient light, yes, good. When you add them together, it will actually add up the power. So let's say if this is 10, this is 10, this is 10, you get 30 out. You get 30 here, you get 60 out. The same when you split it, it's just dividing the output. And you're like, why do I need to know that? That's actually some of these items. If we take out the... where is it? This one. Electrical tool belt. Like the tower or turret. Requires power 15. So I know it requires 15 to be transmitted to this point before it will work. Other things like this over here, this is an oil field, you can see it's running now. Sufficient power, production inactive, it's mining on its own. If we go and turn it off, I have a switch right here. There we go. We can then see it requires 215. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was informative. I think the game is good and has a promising future. If you like it, give it a shot. I think it's worth it. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.